everybody. It's nice to have you guys back here. It's nice to take a break, well, a short break just from sessions, just for a little bit, you know. And I love these opportunities just to sit down, just to talk to you guys, interact with you guys in comments and stuff like that. Anybody who has commented, first of all, thank you so much. As always, if you got any questions or anything which you may wish to talk about, possibly in another live or whatever, then please drop them down below. I'd love to interact with you guys more, maybe in a live chat. But anyway, with this one, it's something which I feel is a very important subject to talk about, especially for people which don't do this kind of work. You know, with the soul spirit communication thing, find out about life after death, you know, what we talk to, are they dead, are they aliens, are they interdimensional beings, are they something else entirely, you know, things like that. But with movies, you know, they're really good for entertainment, but that is all just they are for me, just entertainment. The thing which you'll get in a lot of horror films, especially ones related to the paranormal, is a lot of you have a tagline or a slogan which is based on a true story. Those ones I wouldn't take too much notice on, because, you know, with based on a true story, unless you were physically there and you saw exactly what happened, you know, there's no way to confirm that or corroborate it, you know, especially with things, if things are not on video or not been documented in a video or photos, then it's really difficult to actually verify any of those claims. But it is hyped up a lot for TV, films especially. It's really hyped up for films. You know, you take films like The Exorcist, for example. If we take The Exorcist, and you have obviously the story of Rowan Doe, and you have the whole thing with the Ouija board and all that kind of stuff, what it's based on. You know, I did a video ages ago about the Ouija board and how all these myths and kind of the assumptions about the Ouija board are just simply not true. They're just crap. You know, it's the myths and everything about the Ouija board come from campfire stories. Films give it a really bad reputation. You know, if you want to have a look at this video, which is all about talk I did on Ouija boards, I think I did maybe 2, I think. But if you take the Ouija board, you know, when they say in films, you know, I've heard so many of people I know, you know, say that they're scared of Ouija boards, or they'd never play a Ouija board. But you don't really play it. It's not a game. But you know, they always say don't touch that Ouija board, but they never say don't touch that PSP7 or don't touch that Spirit Box radio or whatever. You know, they never say that, and yeah, they don't say nothing. But if you take the Ouija board, for example, all it is just a piece of wood with a smaller piece of wood with some letters and numbers on it. You know, I doubt they're all automatically possessed just by calling them a Ouija board. You know, if I drew a Ouija board on a piece of paper, is that piece of paper automatically possessed by the devil or whatever? No, it's not. It's just a simple piece of spirit communication kit, which does not work all the time. It does not work all the time. I've used a Ouija board probably maybe 40 times or so, and I've probably only had 2 or 3 instances where the planchettes moved from means I can't really explain. But then there's the whole thing about, you know, could you possibly be subconsciously moving the planchette without knowing it, and things like that. So, but I can only really pick out 3 occasions where anything's ever happened. You know, with Ouija boards, I'm still a little bit on the fence about Ouija boards, but you know, when you have in films where the planchette just moves across the board like crazy, that does not happen. That does not happen ever. You know, that is exaggerated like heck. But like I said, I'm not going to go into the whole Ouija boards again. If you want to look at those videos, then I'll link them down below in the description if you want to take a look at them, where I do a little bit of an experiment as well. But with films based on a true story, it has to be exaggerated for movies. It has to be exaggerated, otherwise, you know, the movie company, whoever it might be, or the directors and so on, well, because of the budget and so on which they spend on the film, you know, obviously the film's got to make money. It's got to be successful, you know, and there's no real way of getting around that. So with that, in that sense, when you take films like that, and you have films which are specifically based in the paranormal basis, if you take the film Insidious, for example, you know, there's spirit communication kit in there which I've never seen before, the whole gas mask thing, you know, what's all that about? I don't get that. You know, I've never seen anything like that. but you know that it's all, and it gives the sense that all spirit communication is from demons and it's from evil spirits, whatever. First of all, that's not fact either. That's not factual at all. Anybody who does this kind of work, you know exactly, you know, what happens during this, and you know it's nothing at all like the movies. It's nothing like it. But, you know, that, you know, just to say that it's all evil spirits, it's all demons and everything, that's hyped up for films. We've been doing this for a good amount of time, for nearly 2 years now, and I can't say I've ever had one negative experience. I mean, I've had negative things come through in spirit communication. Yes, had negative things come through, but have I ever been thrown up against a wall? Have I ever been possessed by a spirit, whatever? No, I don't think so. Never. So, I have never had one negative experience, and neither has D. So, when you go into movies about like demonic possession, stuff like that, I'm not saying demonic possession can't happen or doesn't happen or hasn't happened. I'm just saying, you know, unless you were physically there, unless you saw it happen, you know, unless you saw it happen, unless it was recorded on video, it's authenticated, it's real, it's been authenticated to be real. Unless you saw it, there's no way to verify that. It's impossible. So, you know, with the whole case of demonic possession, I know there's going to be a lot of skepticism on that, you know, with things like people have underlying mental health disorders and stuff like that, things like that. There's those things to take into account. You know, I think religion plays a big part in like films like this. You know, it's really highly, a lot of films are very highly based around Christianity and things like that, whereas me, I'm very open to the idea, but I'm still quite skeptical on a lot of things. I'm not going to go into skepticism on religion or anything here because I don't want to upset anybody, but you know, regardless of what you believe, that's cool. You know, if that keeps you happy, if that keeps you grounded and that gives you faith, then that is wicked, that's cool, you know, love for that. But you know, religion plays a big part in these films, and it doesn't always, you know, it's not always the case. But when you take for example, like I said, movies that include Ouija boards, like I said, they're highly exaggerated. It's nothing like it is in real life at all. You know, it's like I said, you know, you never see them using real spirit box equipment, like real stuff that's used, like a PSP-7, like a Robert's radio, a Frank's box, stuff like that. You never see anything like that in films ever. I'll take the Amityville horror film, specifically the one that Ryan Reynolds was in. You know, that film, it's great for entertainment, it's brilliant for entertainment, but as far as reality base goes, I highly doubt it. I really much doubt it. You know, and even for like people that are skeptics, you know, when they watch these kind of films and they have like fear of them, you know, and so on, even if they're skeptical, a lot of people have like fear of the paranormal because of these films. But all I can say to you is, if you are skeptical of it, or if you're just fearful of it, honestly, try it for yourself, because I was just like that. And if you try it for yourself, you'll find it's nothing at all like the films. Nothing at all like the films. If anything, it's actually enriched my life. It's done so much good for me. It's given me a lot of peace. Especially, I don't have any fear of dying. You know, yeah, a lot of people, I suppose, have that fear, but you know, it's coming for us. You know, you can't avoid death, just like you can't avoid taxes, unfortunately. But it's that kind of thing. You'll learn so much from doing it yourself, through actually, don't take what you see in films as fact, because it's very, very, very loose to the point where it's not even anything based in reality. Unless you properly do this yourself, you'll find it's very different from the films. And then now I can watch those kind of films like Insidious, The Exorcist and stuff like that. I can watch it from a very different perspective. You know, I watch it for entertainment because there's jump scares and stuff like that. You know, they're fun to watch just for that. But as far as reality goes, unless you do it, it's nothing at all like that. Nothing at all like that. It's so, so, so different. And those are just my views on it. But obviously these films have to be scary, otherwise they're not going to make money. If you did a film about what real spirit communication is actually like, you'll find that it's very different. You know, like, you think that if you switch on like a spirit box radio, you get communication every single time. You don't get spirit box communication every time. I might do 5 sessions over 5 days, and there might be only one day that's successful. You know, where I've got maybe something, a lot of days I don't get anything. You know, but that happens. It doesn't happen all the time. It's impossible. The belief that it's all like demons and it's the work of the devil and all that kind of stuff, no, I really believe that's not true either. Just because if it is so evil, like say for example over the last 2 years, if I've been communicating with demons this entire time, let's just say I have, just for his sake, if I have been communicating with demons all that time, I've had pretty much nothing but good come out of it. Yeah, there's a few occasions where I've had maybe stuff that's negative come through, possibly, you know, that has happened. But as far as that, it's actually been the opposite. I was scared, just like everybody else was, about touching a Ouija board and everything. I remember when I first met Dee, I hadn't really ever laid my hands on a Ouija board, first of all, because what I believed through watching films and through films influencing me, and like people, friends telling campfire stories, things like that. You know, creepypastas, that kind of stuff, which I listen to a lot of those. They're brilliant, by the way, which I'll link down below if you want to listen to some creepypastas, especially listen to them at night time with all the lights off and headphones in. They're horrible. Horrible in a good way, but scary way. But, you know, it's... Don't believe what you see in films. Do not believe it. If you really believe it's like that, try it for yourself, and you will find it's very different. With horror films and stuff like that, it does paint this negative picture of the paranormal, but when you've had, I can't remember if it was Insidious or The Conjuring, I can't remember which, but I'm not sure if Ed and Lorraine Warren, famous paranormal investigators, if they had any input or influence on the films to show this is how it went down, this is how it went, or if they had some kind of input. But you know, it has to be exaggerated, otherwise if they did a reality-based kind of paranormal movie, it would not look anywhere near the same. It would not be anywhere near the same. You know, when they do seances and there's stuff flying around the room, stuff like that. Personally, I've never seen anything like that. Nothing like that's ever happened to us. We've heard noises and stuff, yes, but nothing like that has ever actually happened. We've never been possessed, nothing. I'm very skeptical on possession, just because I've never seen it actually happen. You know, there's other things to take into account. You know, if like people can be really so influenced by just what they've seen in films, and they firmly believe that's how it is. Like, I have had friends, you know, when they say, you know, be careful with what you're doing with spirit communication and so on. I'm saying, why? And, you know, when they say this, it's because it's like you're talking to demons, it's the devil, whatever, you're going to be possessed, blah, 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 blah. And I go, okay, have you ever actually tried what I do? And they usually all the time say no. They're like, right, well, try it yourself. Unless you try it yourself, you're never truly going to know. It's nothing like it is in the films. You know, films, they have to be exaggerated, otherwise they do not sell. And especially when they put taglines like, it was based on the story from The Conjuring or from the Ronald DeFeo murders, things like that, you know, that grips people in. But then it creates a false view on the real life case that happens. Because when you look at the real life case of what happened, and you look back at the film plot and so on, the two cases are very, very different. And why are they so different? Because they have to be hyped up for movies. They have to be hyped up and scary, otherwise they don't make money and they don't sell. That is the main goal of these films, hence for all these TV series as well. They don't help. Paints this such negative picture of the paranormal, which, you know, I don't think that's going to change, because you can't, like, you're not really going to stop that. Like, it's entertainment. It is entertainment, like, for those films, and it has to be entertaining, otherwise you're not going to watch it, and it's not going to make money. So, but if you really want to know what it's really like, do this yourself. You know, get your hands on a PSP7 or something and try it for yourself, and you'll find it's nothing like what you think it is. But anyway, that's my thoughts and views on movies and films and stuff like that, and the picture it paints with the paranormal. If you have any other views on movies and the paranormal and the way it influences maybe people's beliefs or the effect that it's having on the paranormal in general, then please do comment down below, as I really want to hear your views. And I will see you guys in the very next video, and I'll link everything I said down below in case you want to look at those creepypastas and the Ouija board videos and such. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the very next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we're gradually getting back to normal. So yeah, hope you stay healthy, stay safe, don't hurt each other, Much love.